And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be eating sushi and playing cards. Today we're talking about Sushi Draft. It is a drafting game about sushi, more on that later. From Blue Orange Games, plays 3 to 5 players, and it takes about 15 to, it says 15 to 30. It takes 10 or 15 minutes to play this game. Let's take a look. In Sushi Draft, you're going to be trying to eat the most sushi and be collecting these different tokens, which are worth different amounts depending on which one they are. We'll show you how it's played. Everybody's dealt 6 cards. You will be holding these secret. They won't be on the table. We're going to play 3 rounds of this. So you have different cards. These tell you how many of each card there are. So there's 4 of these gray ones. There's 8 of these ones right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take from these cards, you're going to take one, and you're going to eat it and put it face down. Once everybody's done, everyone will flip up their card. You will then choose which one to keep. Maybe I want to keep this one, and I'm going to pass the rest of them to my neighbor. So I will be getting 4 cards from my neighbor. So I had kept this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do it again. Ooh, I like the 8 there. So I'll eat this one. Everyone will do it. I'll flip it over. I will keep this one again, and I'll pass these 3. So that means I'm going to get 3 from my opponent. I have these 3. Okay. Well, I will eat this one. Everyone flips over. I've eaten that one. And I will keep this one. I'll pass these 2. I will get 2. Okay, what do I have here? All right. Well, what I'll do is I will eat this one. Wait till everyone's ready. We flip. I will keep this one. And I'll pass this one. I will get 1 from my neighbor. And then I'm going to play one of these. And the last one gets discarded. I will play this. And everyone will reveal. And then everyone's going to have 5 cards out there. All right, let's say it was a 3-player game. We have what people ate here. Now we'd start with the 8. This person ate 2, this person ate 2. It's a tie. Let's say this player is the dealer. They're player 1, player 2, player 3. The one furthest from player 1 gets it, so this person gets this token and leaves it face down. The next one, 7. Again, it's a tie, so it would be this player here. And we go to these 6s. This player has 2, he'd get it. Then we go to the 5s, I would get it. We'd go to the 4s, it's a tie, so this player would get it furthest from the start player, and that's it. And then the person who ate the most different types of sushi. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, this person's further away. They would get the dessert. We would stack up our tokens, we would put all the cards away, we would shuffle them all up, and this person would now be the dealer, and there's less tokens out there. We would do this again for 2 more rounds, and there's a total of 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, you would take all the tokens you have, you would add them all up, and whoever has the most is the winner. Now there's a couple variations you can play with. First of all, I never showed you this card. This is a wild. When you play a wild down, and this is in the normal game as well, when you play a wild down, you have to say which one you're eating it on, or which one it is before you see other people's. So you basically say which one you're using it for. That's wild. Now, the wilds act the same in this as well. But in this, let's say there's 2 of them here. This one has a wasabi on it. You can also notice because it has dots. So if I had this in front of me, I don't have 2 5s anymore. I have 1.5, because these are always a half. And so what it does is it makes ties less obvious, and they happen a lot less when you use this variant, which I really recommend playing with. The other one is you can change which direction you go between rounds, left and right. And the last variation is instead of throwing away that 5th card, you actually keep it, so you'll be putting 6 down each round. That's how you play Sushi Draft. All right, well, there is Sushi Draft. Obviously, it's going to be maybe confused with Sushi Go, which was another sushi drafting game. It was really the first one that really hit the storm of beginner drafting games, right? People want someone to play 7 Wonders, they'll play Sushi Go instead to get them used to drafting if they never played that. This game, that's why I'm kind of interested as to why was there a need for this game in the first place. I want to try it out to see what's there, what's different. Obviously, the big difference between this and Sushi Go is you play a card, but then you keep a card, and you pass it. And that's cool, it's a little bit different. It's actually lighter than Sushi Go, a lot lighter. And you're probably saying, well, how is that even possible? Sometimes we have to step back out of gamer mode and step back into family mode. I don't play games. And honestly, I love Sushi Go, but if I take that to people that have never played a drafting game before, they know Uno, maybe Solitaire, that's it, and I try to teach them Sushi Go, they might be confused on the drafting element, but they will definitely be confused in all the different ways that you can score things, and their brains explode. Yes, real people actually brains explode on Sushi Go. I know it'd be hard for you guys to understand, but sometimes it's hard for us to get out of our shoes of gamer mode. So Sushi Draft is actually lighter than Sushi Go because there's no, you do this for this one, this for this one, this for this one. They all score the same. Whoever has the most wins. All right. So it's a lighter version of Sushi Go with a little bit of a twist, but I didn't like it mainly because the tying mechanism. You do this thing, you're the first player, second player, third player, all the ties go to whoever's the last player. And you could say, yeah, well, after 3 rounds, everyone's kind of been in the right way. Well, not if you're playing with 5 players. That's not true. Someone's going to get shafted and not get all the ties. The game's kind of broken with the ties, I believe. However, there are some advanced rules that allow you to change direction of the drafting, allows you to use these wasabi cards, which also have dots on them, which I showed you in the overview, which allows you to make those cards only worth a half, which means you'll have a lot less ties. And that really fixes that problem. Almost. It won't come up as often, but it still comes up. I would rather them always use the wasabi, always play this game with that extra rule, because it's really not a game without it, honestly. It's whoever ties gets that, whoever's last gets it. Don't like it. So if you're gonna play this game, play it with the advanced rule with the wasabi. And even if you do tie, even with the wasabi, why not just say no one gets the points, as opposed to just giving it to a random person every time at the end of the line? I didn't like that. It kind of broke the game, it ruined the game for me. So you could house rule it. I probably would if I were to keep this. Always use wasabi. If someone's still tied, nobody gets it. And then it's a quick, lighter version of Sushi Go. If that's what you're into, check this one out. That's Sushi Draft.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.